I'm so glad you brought up the loophole for under 13.
Yeah.
First of all, we tell this to our parents all the time. The 13 plus age recommendation for social media has nothing to do with like cognitive or actual safeguards that these companies put in. It's simply because of COPA, which was at least in the United States, which is a law that says you cannot collect data from children. That's
Yes.
it. But as you said, obviously many of these accounts for these kidfluencers are managed by the parents. So
Yes.
somehow that becomes a loophole, right, to get around
Yeah.
the rule. So I'm really glad you brought that up because it's technically against the terms of service, I suppose, right? Because kids aren't
Yeah.
supposed to have accounts until they're 13.
100%. And they're making the assumption that all of the accounts are beneficial for the child, or all parents have the best interest of the child at heart. And I have seen some of these accounts, and that is not the case. The case is to exploit their children for financial gain, specifically when it comes to some young girls, as the New York Times article recently stated, as well as the Washington Post article. Like, there are parents who are knowingly exploiting their young daughters to predatory people online,
Yeah.
right? And the fact that that's allowed and that hasn't been shut down is still mind blowing to me.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we tell our parents all the time, because it's so overwhelming, all of this stuff is just whack-a-mole. It's still Wild
Yeah.
West. Like it's like new issue comes up. Okay, let's try to solve it. But by the time we do, it's already done a lot of harm, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and then I also think, to your point about those recent articles that expose this industry, obviously there are plenty of parents that do know what they're doing and
Yes.
are have no issues exploiting their kids online. But I do think there's a group of parents just that don't really know what they're doing, right? They think,
Yeah.
okay, maybe it's okay for my kid to, I don't know, review a product for a toy company. And isn't that fun? But they might not really know the implications of that for all the reasons that we
Yeah.
talked about. So there is a spectrum, I think, of
Yes, there is a spectrum.
you either don't know or you really know, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I always say there's a spectrum and there's a lot of gray.